during Scorpio season, I had a message for the people,
Oh my
and
God,
I
tell
wanted
the
them
message.
to get sexy, and I feel like your story kind of encourages that,
Yes.
and like adds a little bit more on it of like manifestation, and that really is Scorpio energy. Like there's so much beauty and rawness that happens in sex, you know, like when you're like naked, you know, and I
Yeah.
think that's sometimes why Scorpio gets related to sex so much, because of how naked and like raw you can feel with their energy at times. And I feel like that energy is so great to actually create a spark.
I was going through Drake's Instagram, and obviously his birthday is a day after mine, October 24th. Scorpio twins. I love him. Miguel, don't listen to this. I hate him. I'm just kidding. He's okay
We
with
won't
that.
have a whole bachelorette around
No.
Drake and not Miguel.
No, literally.
I'm just kidding.
No, she's kidding. Anyway, I was stalking Drake's Instagram, not really, but you know. And it was his birthday. He hired the two actors that played gosh, what was it called? That were in Breaking Bad as the bartenders. Anyway, I was just looking through his birthday pics, and like he's just an epitome of honestly a true fucking Scorpio. Like all he talks about is his day ones, and truly you see it reflected in his life. Like the same people, like obviously he has a lot of people around him, but like he still has his day one friends with him, and he like always shows them love, and like I love that.
Yeah.
And I feel like us Scorpios, like when we find our true tribe, like that is when we are at our initial stage of like making the biggest difference in the world, and like truly using our healing powers in a safe space, because the people around us have made us feel safe and seen and validated, so we can actually stop hurting and start healing.
Yeah.
You know, and like we
feel
remember
comfortable
the
to share your
people that
power.
were around us during that transition, and like we can't help but like have so much love for them. Like they're truly family for us and like a part of our soul, because they've seen that shift of like when we're operating from our lowest to when we're operating from our highest. And obviously some people don't stick around for that, but the ones that do, I see you.
I ain't ever gonna let you go.
No, never. Like this is a soul ties is crazy. Like legit.
Yes, no, but
this is a soul thing.
it is a soul
Like,
thing.
I'm sorry, I am the devil, and don't you forget it. You want to leave, you giving me a part of your soul. Like, I thought we had connected spiritually. Like, if we could connect sexually, platonically, I would with you, but we don't, because I'm not attracted to you.
Right.
But, like, that's how Scorpios are. Like, they just truly fuck with their friends.
Facts.
Like, no other.
Yeah. I feel like they're so good at building a community around them, even
Yeah.
if maybe they don't have like that soul partner. Like I was just thinking, okay, like obviously Drake's not in a relationship, but he has such a community of like love and his like, boys around him.
Yeah.
And then also I was thinking like Tracy Ellis Ross.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
She is so independent, but like she has such a community of like love around her and people that she pours into. And you're so right, like Scorpios have to feel comfortable to do that, but like once they feel comfortable to do that, like they're sharing their superpower with the world.
Exactly.
You know?
Like we talked about this before, like when you get to a place where you're going super under the surface with your friendships, like they've seen you at your lowest and at your ugliest, so you definitely feel this different kind of bond with them, and it's not as easy to just be like, yeah, I ghosted them, or like, yeah, we're not talking anymore. Like something really drastic needs to happen for us to be not cool. And like every friendship breakup I've had has been so heartbreaking, and I'm here to validate everyone's. I'm sure every friendship breakup that you've gone through is so hard, and like it's not talked about enough just how much a friendship breakup hurts, if not more than a romantic breakup. Because like this person knew all of your thoughts and like inner workings, like why you have your insecurities and like what your family's like all this deep shit about you. And I feel like as a Scorpio, like I felt so raw when I've gone through a friendship breakup, because I knew it had to happen, especially like after the age of like 17. Every time I had a friendship breakup, like I knew it had to happen, and it was for the betterment of my of my journey and my soul and my life. But like it did feel like I was so raw because these people knew so many things about me that I wouldn't dare to share with anybody. And I feel like, you know, that's very much a Scorpio thing. Like, I'm very aware of what I am sharing with people. And when you become that friend level, I don't have a lot of friends. I have a lot of people that I consider good people to be around. But, like, I can count the number of my friends on one hand. And if I ever had to let go of a friend, it definitely felt like something was, like, ripped from me. And it just felt very scary thinking about the fact that someone out there in the world is not close to me anymore, but they know so much about me.
Yeah.
Like, that was a very scary feeling.
Yeah, no, it's so weird because as you were speaking, I was like, fuck, you know, like, when you break up from, like, your lover, obviously everyone knows it's so intense, and we're saying it's similar to a friend, but it's like, what's really the difference besides the fact that we were fucking? Like, and yes, that is, like, another level, but I feel sometimes, like, there are friendships that sometimes get just as deep as a romantic relationship. Like, quite literally, we're just not fucking.
I mean,
you know?
Let's be fucking honest. I also feel like when you have sex, there's a lot of things that are blurred. How many times does someone like someone just based off of the sexual chemistry that they have?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're not doing that in friendship. Like,
Facts.
truly, you don't have the rose-colored glasses on. So you're not just seeing them through the eyes of, like, sexual chemistry. You know what I mean?
You're not blinded by the good
You're not
dick
blinded by the love.
punani.
Literally. So, like, you really see each other and you decide if you fuck with each other because nothing's making you guys be connected. It's definitely not sex. You know what I mean? So I feel like that really affects it. And I also feel like, I don't know what it is when you tell people, like, you're going through a breakup, romantic breakup, like, people get to be there for you, and, like, everyone's like, oh, she is going through a breakup, like, everyone wants to mend your heart.
All hands on deck.
When you're told, you're almost ashamed when you're going through a friendship breakup. Like, you almost don't want anyone to know that something happened, even if you weren't in the wrong at all, which I don't think is ever possible. It's always a two-way street.
Yeah.
A lot of times there is one person that's more guilty, but still a two-way street. And I feel like, but we can't help but feel shame, and we don't want anyone to know that, like, anything happened.
Yeah.
So either you're, like, overcompensating and going around town telling everyone, this is what she did, this is the kind of friend she was, that's why we're not friends anymore. And then there's the other side of it that's like, oh, I don't know her. You know what I mean? Like, you just pretend that, like, y'all weren't even that close, so like, it's not that big of a deal, but everybody knows. Everybody knows.
Like, y'all were hanging out so much, and now we just don't talk about her.
No, exactly. So it's like, it's just so funny how both of those breakups, romantic and platonic, are, like, viewed so differently. Like, we ourselves view it differently when we're going through it. And it's treated differently by other people who are trying to be there for you or not be there for you because it was just a friendship breakup.
Right.
I would almost want to be there for a person more if they told me they went through a friendship breakup. I'm like, oh, honey, I'm so sorry. There's a plenty of dick out there. A good friend. It's hard to come by.
Especially if you feel like that's one of your writers and there's, like, a betrayal or something
who just, like, saw you.
Honest, like, gosh, I don't know. I hate betrayal in any sense. Like, it feels terrible coming from your partner, your lover. It feels terrible coming from a friend or family member. Like, it just sucks.
Can we talk about this? You know what? I talk with my boyfriend about this all the time because it happens all the time in shows and movies. Why in every show and movie, like, there's always some sort of, like, breakup, but the boyfriend or the girlfriend was actually sleeping with your best friend? Like, you know what I mean? I'm like, clearly there has to be some sort of statistic for all of these shows and movies to, like, I feel like it happens often. And I do see it in social media when people are telling stories. Like, it does happen often, and I think it's absolutely sick. Like, you're a sicko. You should definitely go to therapy. You should figure out why you want the forbidden fruit. The one, that's not even a forbidden fruit. Like, you just deliberately want to be with someone that your friend or your sister or brother was with. Like, that's some sicko behavior, and you should really figure out of all the people in the world, why you want someone that someone close to you was with.
Right.
Like, I think there's something wrong there.
No, genuinely. You need to do some digging and find out why you're so obsessed with that person.
I would say 99% of the time it's because you actually want the person themselves.
Yeah.
But I'm not a doctor.
Don't take this
Yeah,
the
like
bank,
legit.
but-
Like, and maybe this is me being Delulu. Almost always when someone's like, you know, being weird, I can't help but think you're in love with me. Like, this is why you're weird.
Okay, that's what my mom told me.
Am I your mom
mama
in another life?
said-
Wait, I absolutely cannot agree with her more because
No,
it's like,
genuinely.
and I don't care if that's Delulu. It works for me. Like, I can't help but
It
think
works
that,
for me
like,
too.
you love me so much, and you're so scared to tell me that you want to go and be
Yeah.
either besties, you know what I mean, or
Yeah.
whatever. Like, it's just, I don't know, you know.
Yeah. You love me. You're jealous.
Just
you
tell
love
me you want
you're
me.
Obsessed.
Yeah,
Like,
it's all
I
good.
get it.
It's all good.
Actually, it's not all good. I wouldn't like that.
Who am I to tell you
But
what
can,
you desire
I can
is
continue
wrong?
to be your idol. That's fine.
I know you have a shrine of me. God, let's stop. They're gonna be like, Sarah and Maya are the most narcissistic people
Right.
I've ever come across in my life. Laugh a little, joke a little.
Seriously, take that stick that's way up in your ass.
Yeah.
And pull it out.
Mm-hmm.
Exhale.
Put a
Does that feel
vacuum
better?
right on your booty hole
Does that feel better?
and turn it on high speed. It'll suck out all the bullshit you have in your booty hole.
You need some action.
Actually, literally.
Oh my gosh, I love that
Oh my
this
God.
is all major like Scorpio
Yeah.
season vibes, just like hardcore.
The aggressive, like sexual, like,
betrayal,
pain.
sexual trauma.
Let's laugh at our fucking pain, baby.
Right.
I know you've seen those. What are those vacuums that like roly-poly around the fucking?
Oh yeah.
What are they called? The robots.
I know.
I was about to call it an
The-
iRobot. That's a
shit,
movie.
Why can't I think of the name?
You guys know what I'm talking. What are they called?
Rumbas.
Yeah, Rumbus.
I'm sure there's other
I know
ones,
you've seen
too.
those videos where like someone puts a crystal on there.
I haven't seen that. That's so
It
good though.
literally kills me, and I'm gonna manifest right here with you guys. I want a Rumba as a gift. If anyone's out there who knows me in real life is watching, just make sure that it works on hardwood floors and light carpet.
Okay, wait. Actually, maybe you don't want a Rumba because I heard
What did you hear?
that the Rumbas. And if this
Are they
isn't the
invading my
actual-
privacy?
They are invading your privacy.
How did I know?
They're looking at your entire home.
No, you know what, Maya? I believe you.
They're tracking
And
your
I just want
home.
to say it's really funny
for
'cause
items to
I
sell
can
you,
guarantee
apparently.
you, as a
Sick.
Scorpio, whenever someone tells me something's wrong, 90% of the time I'm like, is someone invading my privacy? And all roads usually go back to that. Either someone knows too much about me, or they're pretending they know what I need, or
Yes.
they are invading my privacy.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway,
yes.
that is insane.
Isn't that insane?
Fuck that. I just want a really nice vacuum who is yeah,
Who
just
is?
who that is
'Cause everything's
like
turning to the robots.
easily able to be put away in a small space,
No,
but is strong. Again, works on wood floors
Uh-huh.
with light carpet. Universe, this is the vacuum I would like.
You know, I feel we should just make like wish lists.
Yeah, for sure.
You know?
Oh my God, yes. Yes,
'Cause,
we
like-
should. Yes, we should.
And everyone should do that.
Oh my God. You know, yesterday when the moon went into Pisces, I was so proud of myself because I was really high after work and after my workout. I feel so
love
good
it.
when I work and I
Love
work
it.
out and I get to get high. I'm just
It's a
living
little
it up.
tweet.
Yeah, I was watching Married to Medicine in the background. It was
Oh,
just,
yes.
the sass was coming through. Anyway, so the moon had just moved into Pisces and the sun is obviously in Scorpio. So, you know, the water energy is there. And water energy is associated with creating, manifesting, like really using your energy and sexual energy to you know, manifest what you want.
Yeah, get what you
I'm
want.
not going to lie. I had some fun with my vibrator.
Oh, yeah. Love it.
And then I was sitting there and I was like,
That's good.
I was watching something and I'm like, and I was thinking about something I wanted in my head. I'm like, I
Mm-hmm.
want that. Like, I like that. Like, that's what I like. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to write that. Like, usually when I think things I want, yes. Like, I have certain moments in my life where I sit and I'm like, what do I want to manifest? Like, I'm very, like, organized. And I'm writing it down in my planner or whatever, or my notebook. But this time I thought it and I'm like, you know what? I want to go get my notebook. And I was high and I still did it because usually I can talk myself out of it. I'm like, it's fine. Got my little notebook. And I opened a new notebook. And usually I'm like, Sarah, you have to finish a notebook before you open a new one. And I was just like, you know what? No, I'm getting my favorite notebook that I had just recently bought. It's green. It has like the Slytherin symbol on it. I got it from the Harry Potter store. I'm like, it's fucking time. So I got her. I went and sat on the couch and I wrote down what I was thinking, and I wrote down 3 other things that I want to manifest next year. And like, I just want more people to do that. If you have a thought and you're like, I want that thing, instead of thinking, how am I going to get that? Or, oh, it's going to be so long before I get that. Or you're just like, it's just a thought. It's not going to happen. All of those things are wrong. I want you to get up, go get a piece of paper, go get a notebook, whatever. Just start writing it down in present tense. Like, we need to be better at, like, just putting in the work. Like, the least you could do is just write it down. I'm telling you. When you write shit down, it has a higher chance of coming to life. And I was just happy I did that, especially on a Scorpio sun, Pisces moon day. Because I feel like that's just such an ideal time for manifestation, especially after coming.
You're like, I have so much clarity right now.
No, really, like, post-nut clarity.
No, I absolutely love that.
You need to stop wasting your post-nut clarity.
No,
like, I actually, like, stop it.
No, I love that.
That's girl math. You know what I mean?
You know, it's so true. The epiphanies that be coming, like, don't
neglect that
Don't neglect that shit. There's real good information up there. The univerose is speaking to you
it literally
during that time,
you
know? And, like, when you write it down, it will help come more easily to fruition.
First you come, and then it comes.
Yes. No. Okay, so as you were speaking, it just made me think of a couple of things. But the first thing was, like, this is resonating with me so much. Because, for one, I feel like during Scorpio season, I had a message for the people. Oh my God, and I wanted them to get sexy. And I feel like your story, like, kind of encourages that. And, like, adds a little bit more on it of, like, manifestation. And I feel like that really is kind of like Scorpio energy. Like, there's so much beauty and rawness that happens in sex, you know? Like, when you're, like, naked, you know? And I think that's sometimes why Scorpio gets related to sex so much, because of how naked and, like, raw you can feel with their energy at times. And I feel like that energy is so great to actually create a spark off of something, create something. There's so much sometimes around Scorpio season, like, oh, I mean, yes, transformation, but like death and rebirth, but like focus on the transformation. Like there can be, you can plant a seed to like grow and change things that are going to be coming. It doesn't have to be like, oh, I'm tearing it down and it's all bad. Like, there's also like beauty in the creation with Scorpio, and I think that some people don't talk about that enough, you know?
Well, like, if you think about it, like, you are your most raw self when you're the most confident. And you can have the best sex life when you are the most confident. Like, and people forget that. Like, that's where that energy comes from, too. Like, figure out who you are, live in it powerfully, and then allow yourself to have very pleasurable sexual experiences. You know, I think a lot of times when women especially are not orgasming, it's because they don't feel comfortable or safe. It's not always, like, I'm not a sexpert, but a lot of the times that's what it is. So if you are someone who is struggling with that, you need to be around people that are encouraging you to be your true self and are providing a safe space for you to be that. And that's when you'll have the most pleasurable experiences. And truly, I feel like during Scorpio season, everyone just needs to release. Like, and I think that's why a lot of people have a hard time during Scorpio season, is because, again, it comes back to that stick up your butt. You know what I mean? You're not releasing it. You're not releasing it. The stick really came up there during Virgo season, and during Libra season you were too ashamed to talk about the stick. And now during Scorpio season, it's time to go number 2. It's time to let it out.
Get it out.
Exactly.
Time to go deep and dig it out.
Exactly. And see where it comes from.
So
it's usually a Virgo.
No. Do all of your problems stem from a Virgo? For me, yes. But I don't know about for you. My mom's a Virgo. She didn't know.
I'm actually fucking crying.
It's very funny.
It's crying.
And the whole other topic.
My mom's Virgo moon.
So real trauma here, actually, with the Virgos. Anyways, I wanted to continue on this point of, like, getting sexy, though, too. And you kind of touched on it of, like, okay, I think sometimes as women, and maybe even sometimes as men, and the gays and the theys, we feel, like, cute. You know, like, we're like, ooh, I'm cute. But I want you to feel sexy. Like,
That's
take it to that next level, because I
Mm-hmm.
feel like when you're like, you feeling sexy, you're like, I got the power. You know,
I got
like
the power.
when you're cute, like sometimes people still else have the power.
No,
when
for
you're
sure.
sexy, you got the power.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely. You're walking in the room and you're screaming sex. Like, you know what I mean? And the people that approach you are people who are bold enough to even be around you.
Right.
You know? And again, that holds a different kind of power than you just being beautiful or cute. When you're sexy, you're letting people know, I know I'm hot shit.
Mm-hmm.
Does anyone dare to be in my presence? Let's be hot shit together.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. I want everyone to be sexy at least twice this season.
Seriously, like, I feel like everyone who's watching, you're sexy.
You are
sexy. If you feel like you're not sexy, don't let anybody fucking lie to you. Everyone is sexy. Correct. Everyone has a different way of being sexy. Mm-hmm. So just channel whatever energy, that sexual energy that you think you lack. I promise you don't. Right. You're just probably not in the right space or around the right people that trigger that side of you. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Facts. And you know what's funny? I was listening to a podcast. I was listening to Pretty Basic with Alicia and Remy. And Alicia, they were talking about situationships. And Alicia talked about, like, a lot of the times when you're thinking about certain people who broke your heart when you were younger, like, it's not them that you miss. It's who you were, what they brought out of you. Mm-hmm. It's so true. And I promise, like, I don't have a lot of, like, whoa, like, when I listen to a lot of things, like, truly, because I'm like, I don't want to be like, I'm so deep, but I am. Like, I feel like I think about things often, and I try to get to the root of things often, but when I heard her say that, it, like, just blew my mind, because I'm like, that is so freaking true. Like, a lot of times I feel like when you are mourning the loss of, like, let's say your first love or first friendship or whatever it may be, it's not necessarily the person that you miss. It's what side of you they brought out. Mm-hmm. So when you're thinking about, like, your first few maybe romantic partners, like, trust me, like, if you now were to see them now, I promise it's really not much you're missing. You get the ick. But what it is that they experienced you at the beginning of your, let's say, sexual journey. Mm-hmm. At the beginning of you figuring out who you are. At the beginning of you having the freedom to express yourself. Yeah. All those things are so monumental and so beautiful. And they were the first person, again, to experience that side of you. So you almost can't help but feel tied to them. But I'd imagine if you can go back and experience yourself, you'd realize it's not them that you're missing. Right. It's just the part of you that they triggered that you can't help but want to feel connected to again. Right. And sometimes I feel like you're almost scared to, like, go back to that because you're like, fuck, am I going to act in these silly ways where I maybe let this person take advantage of me? You know? Like, I know I struggled with that when I was trying to get over my ex and stuff. I was like, fuck, like, can I still be sexy without, you know, getting fucked over? Yeah. And you have to How do I put those two things together? Exactly. You have to go out there and get in the reps. You got to do the reps. Yeah. No, it's true. Because otherwise, you're always going to be scared and you won't really experience the things that your body is really craving for. At the end of the day, God, count how many times I say at the end of the day. Please, put a fucking, you could comment it and people will like it every time they hear it. I won't be offended, like, at all. At the end of the fucking day. When will the day end? At the end of her sermon. No, literally. At the end of the day, you know I'm about to preach when I say that. You know it. Truly. Like, what was I even going to say? Is this the day, the end of the day? This is the end of the day. This is the end of the day. For the life of me, I can't think. Oh, shit. Okay. But it's fine. It's totally fine. Yeah. Like, I do feel like at the end of the day. At the end of the day, you're going to be okay. And you get to still have those sides of you come out without those people. Yeah. And again, because we experience this part of us, whether it's our, you know, whatever it is, your sexual energy, your joy, the first time you really felt true joy, like, just because you experience it with them doesn't mean that it has to be tied to them forever. Mm-hmm. Like, you get to have these similar themes with other relationships in your life. But I feel like because we experience it with these people for the first time, we feel like, well, it's tied to them now, so I can no longer experience that.
Right.
And that's not true. Take your power back. Remind yourself that you are the one who had that energy. Therefore, it comes with you. It comes back to you. Call back your energy to you.
Yes.
And say, although I experienced that with you for the first time, it doesn't mean it's the last time.
Correct. Like, what are we all about here? Evolution.
Exactly.
Just because you experienced it this way with the person one time doesn't mean you can't experience again. Have it be more beautiful.
Exactly.
Like, you know, and be more beautiful. I think that's the key thing.
It
it's
is.
like, yes, you felt very strongly in that moment, and that's great, and that's fine and totally okay. But that doesn't mean you can't feel that way again.
It's a muscle.
Actually,
you know what I mean? Exactly. Even better because you know it's genuine this time.
Yes.
And maybe it's coming from both sides.
Right.
Because I do feel like the first time you're like, the first friendship breakups are the worst. Like, you know what I mean? The first breakups are the worst. The first time you go through both of those, it's so heartbreaking, and you later realize, like, they didn't even fuck with me that much. You know what I mean?
That's the most heartbreaking.
No, that's the most heartbreaking shit. But then the next time you experience this pure joy, love, connection, chemistry with someone else, you can't help but think, like, oh my God, like, this is different than the first time.
Yeah.
And it's just as special.
It is.
Because now I, like, trust you.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe we are more mature, so actually this is more amazing because we are both intentionally putting this energy towards the other. It's not just going towards the first person it sticks to.
I'm damn near fiending for you because all my hormones are going crazy in my young 20s.
Literally. I blame the body, Your
Right.
Honor. Your Honor.
Genuinely.
It was the body, Your Honor. It was the hormones, Your Honor.
Genuinely. Okay, I saw this.
Is this your man? Your Honor.
Your Honor,
No.
I was young and dumb. No.
Dumb.
No.
And then your best friend comes out as your first witness.
That's my opinion! Fuck her opinion. If she's no longer my friend.
No, actually.
Which is why you're saying
No.
that's my opinion.
I mostly meant what your best friend is your witness for the shitty ex.
Okay, then yes.
And you
we stand
guys
by
know
that.
from Real
stand
Housewives
by
of
that.
Orange County when Tamra and Vicky besties were fighting, and Vicky was like, her boyfriend pretended that he had cancer for the show. Like, he was lying about having cancer. Yeah. It's honestly one of the ultimate betrayals in, like, Bravo history. Like, one of the craziest seasons in Bravo Housewives. And her best friend was like, there's just something about him. I don't like him. And it's this iconic moment in the reunion where Andy's asking Tamra, the best friend, like, you know, like, what is it? And she's, like, saying, well, like, I feel like this about him, blah, 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 blah. And Tamra's a Virgo.
Yeah.
Vicky's an Aries. Aries is like, I just want you to, like, that's my boyfriend. And, like, da-da-da-da-da. And Tamra looks like, that's my fucking opinion! Because she's so tired of, like, you know, her friend being dumb. So I was just making a point of, like, if you in court, the judge is going to bring out your friend. And be like, what do you have to say? And you as the bestie are usually going to be like, oh, I have been known he's the devil.
I've been had so many questions.
But, like, I was just supporting my queen. If she's a real friend, she stuck it out.
Right.
But had a lot of judgment and reservation.
Oh, yeah. No, judgment is happening.
It literally comes back to,
sorry.
like, literally my favorite quote ever that I saw on the internet this year. We talked about it on the podcast before. Your best friend's boyfriend is either your uncle or your enemy.
Yes. It is genuinely so true. And I hope you get more uncles.
Get them up.
Than enemies.
Yeah.
Because honestly, I was talking to one of my coworkers, and she had to go to a wedding and, like, bachelorette party where it was an enemy and not an uncle.
Wait, they were getting married?
The friend was getting married.
Oh,
like, her best friend was getting married.
To someone that's her enemy.
Telling me about it.
That is
you
so
know?
sad. Yeah, I would have to reevaluate the whole friendship as a whole. Not really, but, like, I would definitely... I feel like this is when it would get to a point where I would have to...
they're getting married.
No,
you know,
exactly.
like that's,
and that's
super
what I mean.
serious.
No, that's so serious. So that's why I'm actually trying to put myself there.
Yeah.
As Sarah right now.
Like, what if you hated
no,
Alex?
No, and thank God I don't.
God
and I
we
think
don't.
he's amazing.
He's an
but
uncle.
I think I was actually like, whenever we talk about these things, I try to put myself in the situation and be like, what would Sarah do right now?
Yeah.
So if that happened to me, this is what I would do. I'd be like, Maya, I love you, and I'm so excited for you on this new journey. Although me and Alex have our differences, and I still fully respect your decision to be with him forever, would you feel comfortable with me having a solo dinner conversation with him before you get married? That is absolutely what I would do. And I mean, I would hope that my friend obviously trusts me enough to do that.
Yeah.
And I would promise that I wouldn't allow it to get anywhere where like it's aggressive or anything. But there's just certain reservations that I have.
Yeah.
And I do my best work when I'm looking directly into the eye of the person I'm engaging with without any sort of distraction nearby.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm just cracking up because it's making me think back to the video that we just posted on Tuesday of the friends that will never leave. So, Scorpio, Taurus, Leo, and you said something in that video where you were like,
What'd I say?
You were like, you know, these three, they kind of will put the fear of God in you, and it's like they protect you so hard that other people are a little bit scared of like them low-key.
Fucking with you.
You know, fucking with you and crossing you in that way.
And that's already
and I feel
happened with
that's
you.
what the conversation
like literally like the
It
first
has.
2 months of us being friends, you told me some girl on campus like was mean to you in high school, and I was like, "Hi," and she was walking by.
That's when you became my best friend. I was like, wow.
And I was like, this bitch right here, as she was walking by. No, deadass. Like, what, I'm gonna show people.
No,
what
no
I'm
one
made of.
had really like showed all the way out like that for me, and I was like, what the fuck?
She was like, celebrity status.
I was like, you know me, I be hollering all the time. I
Yeah.
was like, somebody else is out here hollering.
Oh, girl, don't you know it? Like, truly, like, tell me someone is being mean to you. Like, even if you,
That was so good.
like, truly, like, you let me know and I got you. Like, I love drawing a line in the sand.
No, the fear that I came to San Francisco with from Southern California was instantly dissipated. I was like, who I was no longer matters. This bitch isn't gonna say nothing.
Dead ass.
No, genuinely, it really made me feel like empowered to be
Oh
like,
my God,
I
I
can
love you.
create a whole new
You really-
narrative.
you really
I mean,
did.
my Sagittarius ass was gonna do
Do
it
it anyway.
But having somebody back you up like that was like,
oh, I love you, and I'm so happy I got to do that for you. And I truly, that's how I feel when I fuck with you. Like, how dare this world get you down?
Oh. Excuse me.
There you go. Like, how dare this world get you down? How dare anyone talk to you in any sort of way? Like, I am gonna protect you with my whole ass heart, and I can't help but to let people know, like, you part of my gang now.
Right. You know what I just realized? You have all three of the placements.
Oh my God, I do.
So you are so much that to like a T.
Yeah, that's actually fucking kind of crazy.
That's so funny.
Oh my God, I do.
You do.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you guys didn't know, I'm a Scorpio stellium, Taurus, moon and sidereal, and a whole ass Leo Mars. I love showing my fight. If you couldn't tell, with my with my Leo Mars. Like, to me, I feel like if no one's watching, it's not even a fight. Like, I want to pay per view.
Get a crowd first.
No, like that's when I really get going.
This execution.
Like, I could easily end you like real quick, real silently, but like that's not fun.
It sounds fun.
I want people to be there cheering me on, and I also like it when people are on the other side a little bit too.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you want to see me tumble?
I'm like, ooh, I love being the underdog. No, one of my favorite Drake lines, I'm gonna butcher it now, but it's like he had the option to do it in the dark, but he did it in the day.
Oh my God. See? Yes, and he's on Leo rising.
Yeah.
Yes, that's genuinely hot because
Just
it doesn't hit the
energy.
same when it happened in the dark, which is
No.
so crazy.
I want everybody to
No, I want everybody.
see.
Again, I feel like it does things on an exponential level.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, when I do it in the dark, sure, the person I did it to saw it,
Right.
and maybe to other people, but if I do it in the light, there's a presence, if there's people there, people will tell their friends will tell other friends. She is not the one.
It will be memorialized.
Yeah, exactly. I will have made history.
Yes.
I'm a gladiator, motherfucker.
And I feel, again, Scorpio, Leo energy, they would like, if they could, they would like to put you on an embarrassment pedestal.
No,
like, let's watch.
Everyone, before
let's
I
everybody
fuck them
look.
up, let me
All
tell you.
eyes
Let me tell you about their
gaze.
story. My Gemini moon is coming now. Yeah, I think honestly one of my favorite synastry aspects that we have is our Mars signs trining each other, because she has a Sag Mars, I have a Leo Mars. So I just love me a good fire sign Mars. Like, I feel like it just gets the people going and the energy's there. And I hate, you're only as strong and valuable as your weakest player. I've always felt that, even though I will stand up for the underdog because it's the right thing to do. Yeah. And at some point I was the underdog. But genuinely, I do feel like I love being around people who will fight and speak up for themselves. Because I feel like just us together is even a stronger force. For sure. You know what I mean? But again, I have no problem speaking up for the underdog if no one's ever done that for them before. Where I do have the issue is someone who never wants to stand up for themselves and is always the victim.
Don't always look to me to be like, okay, so you're
I'm not gonna be your mouthpiece.
Right.
I don't want to be your mouthpiece.
I ain't that.
But I'm so willing to speak up for someone and on behalf of someone if I feel like they're getting bullied, or if I don't know them and I feel like people are coming at them in some sort of way.
Same.
I don't play with that shit.
I hate that shit. No. You're actually going to feel all of my wrath. You become public enemy number one.
Rooting for the underdog. Like, in any show, like, I love it. In any movie. Yeah. Like, just wait until they come back. Is it because I got trauma? Yeah. 100%. Is it because I see myself? Yeah.
And because I was bullied? Yes.
Yeah. It's so bullied.
Correct.
Oh, my God. Maybe one day we'll talk about our bullying. Maybe not, but maybe we will.
Right, I'm like, do we want to cry the whole episode?
I know. I actually cry.
Know.
I don't know if I want to. That seems like a lot. Like, keep some things to yourself, bitch. That's the Scorpio of me. The Gemini is like, speak it out, heal the people.
I know. That's what I think too. And they're like, no.
I know. My Scorpio's like, that is no.
I know. Sometimes my side real Scorpio does come through. It's like,
no, Maya,
my whole
it comes
heart
through often for you.
Wants to show, and then it's like, no.
I feel like in person you are very talkative, but I do feel like spiritually you're very much private.
Yeah, for sure.
You hate being judged.
No, I do, and I really do like to keep it private. Like, I don't like a lot of people knowing like the main things that are going on in my life. Like, I like to come and summarize afterwards.
Yeah, exactly. You and I feel like you know that you hold your power closer to your heart when you're private. Yeah. And you have more of an inclination to like put that towards what you want when not a lot of people know. And I think you're getting better at that as you're getting older.
For sure. No.
I feel like I've seen that in you.
Yeah, for sure. I think when I was so young, my Libra moon really just wanted to appease everybody. Yeah. I really felt that tension like growing up as a child within my family. And I see it play out still in my friendships and really all of my relationships. Right. Especially sometimes in work where like I feel pressure. Right. But I have gotten better. And thank you for noticing.
Yeah. You're so very welcome.
That's so sweet. Uh-huh. She's working on it.
She's doing great.
It's a roller coaster.
I mean, it all is.
It always is.
Healing is not linear. It's really not.
No, it's not. You may go way back before you go forward.
Way back.
And that feels very confusing. Yeah. But it's just the path.
All that Scorpio shit we're talking about also with Drake, I told Maya this already. I was cracking up. I saw a tweet, toxic Twitter time. I already sent it to Maya, and I was like, every slow Drake song be like, every slow Drake song be like, I know we haven't talked in 5 years, but please don't marry anyone.
Actually, yes, I forgot. Yes, no, that is.
And it's so toxic. Like, I need you Scorpios. to do better?
Okay.
Because it is so true.
I want to talk
Like,
about
when
this.
you're holding on to your past so much, it's like, dude.
No, genuinely.
But, like, again, it comes back to the soul task.
No, okay. Speaking of, so I saw this TikTok video recently, and it's reminding me of all of this.
Audacity
all of this. Of, like, there are some Scorpio lovers who I feel like be putting a love spell on you in the most toxic way.
What you mean, how? Like, if they're not actually witches.
I don't know how, but also I know how because I have experienced it.
Yeah, I feel it.
I've experienced it, and I feel like, I don't know, it genuinely feels like a love drunk kind of thing. I don't know if it's because you still have a hold on me, you still think about me, I'm still thinking about you. I don't know what it is, but I feel that there's just sometimes when you're like, I say me. Let me speak from experience. That's the best way. I'm sitting and randomly I'm like, why am I thinking about my ex Scorpio?
Yeah.
In this very specific way.
Honestly, this is what I wish. Yeah, go ahead.
And I think because it wasn't like some of my longest relationships, and yes, while they were very passionate and we shared things, like I can, in my mind, I can rationalize it.
Right.
But also, I'm like, why is it still like they slap me with a wave of emotions?
Yeah.
Something funny is going on here.
Right.
Something funny. If you've dated a Scorpio and you know what I'm talking about, I need you to comment down below.
I'd rather you didn't.
Tell us about the love spells they've put you under, because I feel I was put under a little love spell. They're such powerful manifestors.
You said yes.
Y'all are. I did.
You said you'd give away your soul.
I did at one point, but I didn't.
No, I'm kidding. Yeah, definitely. I recommend. I recommend you to really think about, if you are in a place where you feel like you're still very much spiritually attached to someone, do a cord cutting ritual. Again, if you're here watching our channel, I would hope you're spiritual and that you're not closed-minded. If you feel weird about me saying this, we're probably not the right channel for you. Just do some research. Google cord cutting ritual. It's a way for you to energetically release yourself from people. I'm not saying this is going to fix all your problems, but that is an option. I know I've had to do a few in the past, and I agree with you. I think that energy that Scorpio has, like, it is very much like, even if it's a short relationship, even if it's a friendship, whatever, like, matter. The intensity and the depth that you can experience, it's the Scorpio energy is like, it's a catalyst for deep connections. Yeah. You know what I mean? It happens so fast, so deep. You could know someone for 10 years, but then you meet a Scorpio, you've known her or him or they for 5 months, and you guys have this insane connection. Right,
deeper than it's ever been.
Exactly. So, like, I think you're very much validated if you feel that way. Just remember that, like, you know, just because you have this sort of connection with them or had it with them and you remember them, it doesn't always mean that you want them. I'm not saying this to Maya. I know Maya does not.
Genuinely, don't want this person.
When I'm saying this, I mean, like, if you feel this way, and it doesn't have to be a Scorpio, it can be other people, but probably they have some Scorpio or 8th house placements in their chart if you feel spiritually still very much tied to them.
Correct.
Just do your research, and honestly, a lot of this shit has to do with self-discovery and self-healing. Like, sometimes you just need to figure out what is happening in your subconscious, and a lot of it ties back to you. When you feel like you miss someone, you need someone who is no longer in your life, really think about what they provided for you, what relationship they reminded you of. Did they remind you of any of the relationships you had or didn't have with a family member? A guardian, because chances are, if your dynamic with them reminded you of someone from your childhood, you are kind of blending in the two together, so you feel tied to them more than you should be. So it's not just about them, it's about what spiritual lesson they're supposed to be teaching you. And you're associating that lesson to them, so you can't help but think, is it them? Are they just so special?
Right.
Promise you they're not. They're just showing you a part of yourself that has been begging to be recognized or begging to be healed.
No, I couldn't agree more. And thank you for healing the people who feel still intoxicated or
drunken
entangled and drunken
love.
by their Scorpio ex. Because I feel like there are a lot of us out here. Mm-hmm. I feel like I've just, recently cut my cords.
Yeah.
But still, like,
I just did a cord cutting ritual the other week and it felt good. It's good, you guys.
Yeah.
Like, even if you're in a healthy place, but you still have friendships, maybe your old boss, like a family member you cut off, like ex, like whatever it may be for you, someone that maybe still creeps up a little and you can't help but think, I don't like that your energy still has access to me. Mm-hmm. You would do well to do a cord cutting ritual. Mm-hmm. 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 Really think about that shit.
Especially during Scorpio
season. It's the perfect time. So you can just thrive during Sag season. You know what I mean?
Go, honey. Mm-hmm. Drop that dead weight that's no longer serving you.
Absolutely.
You know?
Seriously.
Like, get it off your chest.
I'm actually fucking crying. I was just like, nobody has a better bestie than me. And Maya was like,
except for me.
And I was like, you're so corny.
Yes,
and
my Libra moon
it.
ass.
No, seriously.
I'm like,
no, I love it when you're a cornball.
I love being corny.
No, dead ass. Like, it's such a drastic difference between your Sag sun and your Libra moon. Like, when your cornballness comes out, I'm like, look at her. Isn't she so sweet?
Like, look at this little quirky little cornball coming out.
She just wants to love and be loved and be cute and be sweet.
And then my Sagittarius comes in all aggressive.
Dead ass.
Genuinely.
I know. That's why I feel so protective over you when your Libra's out. I'm like, don't show them.
It's like, you're being so sweet.
Like, they're gonna take advantage of you.
No, it's so true. And that's what I think about when I'm home alone. I'm like, her Libra was out so heavy. They think you're weak. I think you're so sweet.
No, I think
that's,
that's probably all my shower thoughts. It's like my Scorpio analyzing every time my Gemini moon and my Libra Mercury were just like so fucking open with how they're
pouring
feeling.
It all out.
Like, who told you to? With my Libra Mercury, like,
right.
Like, I already said that. Yeah, I already said that. Yeah, like, why are you talking so much? Why did you tell people anything about anything? You should have kept all that shit to yourself.
They did not need to know all that.
Like, they saw too much. They knew too much.
Because they said nothing. What do you know about them?
For knowing.
Oh my god. No, can I just say though, because we are both Scorpios. I feel like all Scorpios, they really do have this like, so you're out to get me.
No.
Like,
again, I almost always assume yes.
Everyone. We all have it in the back of our mind.
No, for sure. Like,
you know?
I don't trust you.
No.
You guys, you know how much
I'm questioning. I'm second guessing.
One of my biggest pet peeves is when I'm walking anywhere and someone's walking behind me. Like, really think about that. Really think about that. Like, that is very normal. Like, the chances of you always being behind the pack or, like, whatever. Right. There's always going to be someone. But every time someone's walking behind me, I'm like, they're stalking me. They're coming after me. They're out to get me.
Sometimes I get so much in my head about it that I'll stop walking and let them pass.
I do that always. And I always say something under my breath like, God, fucking damn, that fucking close. Really?
Oh, my ass.
God, just fucking go. Just go since you're in such a rush.
No, okay, this is totally random, but also, like, relevant to what we're talking about. One of my favorite TikTok videos that we ever made was when we were, like, acting like we're at the grocery store, and I'm, like, checking you out, like, at the grocery store. And I'm, like, asking you for all this information. You're like, why the fuck do you need that?
Wait, I forgot we did.
That was like way back. If y'all aren't following us on TikTok, go do that and watch that video. Because
that was like
that
in 2020
like,
when I was like, Maya, there's this thing called TikTok. We should get on it.
Right.
And we made like 5 videos and they did pretty good.
We did our little skits. If you guys like those,
we should bring them back.
We could bring them back.
I feel like they were funny.
They were very funny. People liked them, I feel.
I think so too.
Yes.
We're going to do
Go
it.
Go check that
We'll
one.
do it. We'll do more of them. So good. Oh, all right, lovely thirds, charmers,
lovely.
all of our
Sexy
babes,
people.
sexy people, sexy humans.
Yes.
Thank you for kicking it with your besties on this beautiful Scorpio season evening.
Yeah.
We love hanging out with y'all. We hope you enjoyed this episode. If you're listening on Apple, Spotify, don't forget to leave us a review. Again, like, it just really helps us out. We get to know how we're doing, whether you're enjoying it, and it makes us happy. And if you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like the video, comment. We want to interact. Like, it's so much more fun when I get to hear what you guys are thinking, which part of the conversation hit for you.
Yeah.
Like, I want to know all that.
We love feedback, otherwise I sometimes feel like we're just speaking into the ether. And we
Exactly.
can do that,
We could.
obviously.
Yeah.
But I like to engage with
Exactly.
you,
I mean, because you think about it, like, the circle
It's a
ends
community.
after
It's a
we
partnership.
film this and we post it, but it can keep going for us if we post it and you guys comment. And, like, that makes it more fun for us.
And we like that.
Because we feel like, yeah, you guys are responding to what it is that we created for you. So we love you guys so much. We're going to link our socials somewhere over here. And we'll see you next week.
Bye.